So imagine this. What if a national treasure, something that was a huge part of a country's economy for like 300 years, just disappeared from memory? Today, we're diving into the absolutely wild story of a spice that helped kickstart global exploration, vanished from its own home, and is now finally being found again. This quote right here, it really sets the tone for everything we're about to talk about. This isn't just about a plant. It's about culture, it's about history, it's about a piece of a nation's soul that was almost gone for good. This is a story about getting that identity back. Okay, so let's rewind the clock. We're going back to a time when spices were literally more valuable than gold, a time when empires were willing to sail around the entire world just to get their hands on them. When Ferdinand Magellan headed for Asia, he wasn't on some random sightseeing trip. He had a mission: find the legendary Spice Islands. And what he stumbled upon in the Philippines was a jackpot, a place filled with this incredible, high-quality cinnamon that was a huge deal in the global spice trade. Think about that for a second. We have records from Magellan's own crew confirming this, an industry that thrived for 300 years. And then, poof, it just disappears from the history books. How on earth does that happen? Did trade routes change? Did other spices become more popular? Or did people just forget? That's the million-dollar question, right? Did the trees die out? Was the knowledge lost? This one question is what brings us into the modern day, and to one person who just had to find the answer. And this is where our story gets a modern-day hero. Because, every great rediscovery needs someone who's passionate enough to go looking for something everyone else forgot existed. Her name is November Canieso-Yeo. And what started for her as just a love for backyard gardening turned into this epic journey into the mountains of Negros, where she found the last traces of this lost industry, and the absolutely shocking state it was in. Just 50. Let that sink in. When she started her work, it was estimated that only 50 mother trees of this priceless Philippine cinnamon were left in the area. Farmers had no idea what they had. They were actually cutting them down for firewood. And here's the crazy part, the paradox of it all. The country was spending a fortune importing up to 98% of its cinnamon, while it had 21 of its own native species right there at home, and most of them were on the verge of extinction. The challenge wasn't just saving the trees, it was proving they were valuable again. So how do you do that? How do you take a leaf that people have forgotten about and turn it into something so valuable that it can actually save a forest and support a community? Well, the answer is in this really cool process that basically captures the soul of the plant. Okay, quick science detour here, but it's important. You've probably heard of essential oils, right? That super concentrated oily part of a plant. Well, hydrosol is its gentler cousin. It's the aromatic water that's created during the exact same process. It's still packed with all the good stuff from the plant, just in a much milder form. The whole process is kind of like magic. You stuff a big distiller full of fresh leaves, boil water below it, and the steam works its way up. It literally bursts open the oil glands in the leaves and carries that amazing scent upward. Then you cool it all down, and that steam turns back into a liquid that naturally separates into two layers, the powerful essential oil and that lovely fragrant hydrosol. And the numbers here, this is what changes everything. It takes a massive 80 kilograms of leaves just to get a small amount of essential oil. A farmer might sell 1 kilo of those leaves for just 15 pesos, but after distillation, a tiny 10 milliliter bottle of the oil can sell for 1,700 pesos. That is how you unlock the value and give people a real reason to protect these trees. All right, so we've got this incredible, all-natural product, but how does it actually fit into our crazy busy lives? Well, this is where this ancient spice finds a totally new purpose in this simple, everyday act of self-care. This hydrosol stuff is amazingly versatile. Since it's so gentle, you can spray it right on your face as a toner, you can spritz it on your pillow before bed to relax, or just use it as a natural room spray. It's a really simple way to bring a little piece of this incredible story right into your daily routine. And you know what? It actually works. You've got people using the aromatic water, calling it their sleep buddy, saying it genuinely helps melt the stress. So this isn't just some gimmick. It's a real product that's giving people real comfort. But here's the thing. This whole project is so much bigger than a sleep spray. Every single bottle that's sold is part of a much larger mission to rebuild an entire ecosystem, to empower communities, and to protect a piece of national history. I mean, this whole initiative perfectly captures that idea of preserving legacies to build better futures. You're taking a forgotten piece of the past and using it as a tool to create real positive change for the environment, for people's jobs, and for their health. And the results are just wow. Because of this focused work, researchers have actually discovered 7 new species of cinnamon that were never recorded before, just in the Negros region. We're not just saving what we knew was there, we're finding things we never even knew existed. And then there's the human side of it. More than 150 farmers, most of them women, are now part of this new cinnamon economy. They're earning a good, sustainable living by protecting and growing these trees, not by chopping them down. And the ecological win is just as massive. From that fragile starting point of only 50 mother trees, this project has helped plant over 10,000 new cinnamon trees. They are literally regrowing a forest and fighting climate change at the same time. When you look at the whole picture, what you're really seeing is hope. It's a story about how respecting the past, using science in a smart way, and empowering local people can come together to literally plant a new future. And that really just leaves us with one last thought. This story about Philippine cinnamon isn't just for the Philippines. It's a reminder for all of us that there are these incredible hidden treasures and forgotten histories everywhere, just waiting for someone to stop and ask, wait a minute, where did it all go?